how's it going? So today we are trying my very first ever cooking videos. And it's October, therefore it's time to bake with pumpkin. I actually couldn't find canned pumpkin at the store and I couldn't find it to get delivered, so we're just gonna make some pumpkin puree today. It is a pie pumpkin, so you can't take any pumpkin and turn it into pumpkin puree. You need to make sure you either get a sugar pumpkin or a pumpkin that is meant to be eaten like a pie pumpkin. Those big, like 20-pound pumpkins, probably not gonna work. You want it to be manageable enough to cut and then roast in your oven. So the things you're gonna need to start out, you need a cookie sheet. My cookie sheet has a sill pat on it that just make nothing stick to it. You're gonna need a very sharp, very large kitchen knife, a good cutting board, and then you're also gonna need something to scrape your seeds out into. I do save my seeds because roasted pumpkin seeds are like amazing. And after that, you'll just need a good blender or food processor and something to store your pumpkin in. So pretty simple, pretty easy. I'll stop talking about it and actually start doing it.
All right, guys, first and foremost, you're gonna pick your pumpkin, throw it up in the air, make sure you can catch it. No, but really think about the size of the pumpkin and make sure that you can actually get a kitchen knife through it. Please don't pick too large of a pumpkin. Nobody wants to see that. Make sure your cutting board is on a nice stable surface. I start by putting the tip of my knife into the pumpkin. Please, whatever you do, don't curl your fingers around the base of your knife. You will definitely cut yourself. Take it slow and steady on this. I sped it up, but this probably took me about 10 minutes. Use your knife skills safely. And then I actually just finished cracking that guy open. So, if you want to be a civilized part of society, get yourself a bowl and a spoon. Spoon out your seeds. But if you want to get the job done, use the best kitchen tools you have, which are your hands. And also, it just kind of makes you feel like a kid again when you get to put your hands into a nice, gross, disgusting pumpkin. So you want to chop off the top, and then once you get the top off, you want to put it cut side down. Isn't that beautiful? Put that guy cut side down right on top of your cookie sheet. I use a sill pat on my cookie sheets to make sure nothing sticks. You can also use foil, parchment paper. You do not want to use any oil. And here's the pumpkin ASMR no one asked for. Also, make sure you save those pumpkin seeds. You can dry them overnight and then coat them with a little bit of oil and some seasonings and roast them. They are such a nice little snack. So we're gonna get the second half of our pumpkin ready here and then put that guy on the cookie sheet into the oven at 350 for anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. It's really just going to depend on the size of your pumpkin and the way your oven cooks. This took about 45 to 50 minutes, and you just want to make sure they're fork tender. So take a nice sharp paring knife and just make sure you can easily cut through the pumpkin. I like to do them at different points just to make sure they're fully cooked through. These will cool down faster if you flip them over. Notice how hot they are. Please do not try and handle them while they are this hot. You will burn yourself, and I'm not liable for that, ladies and gents. Look at the steam. Once your pumpkin is cool enough to handle, go ahead and take a spoon, and you just want to make sure you can easily spoon the flesh out of the pumpkin. So you might have to use a tiny bit of force to get your spoon through, but it really should not be that difficult for you to get your spoon into the flesh of the pumpkin. And next, you're just gonna spoon out all of that flesh, stick it into your blender, and I will give you a break from listening to my voice now. All right, y'all, you'll notice this pumpkin is still very warm. I would encourage you, if you're not confident in your blender skills, wait until this is fully cooled and don't do it while it's warm. Also make sure you have some water available My pumpkin was fairly dry, did not give off a lot of water, therefore I needed to add some water to it. Then you're going to fiddle with your blender because you're not used to using it. Point it away from you. It's a very odd way to use a blender, but you know, it's YouTube, so here we are. And then you're just going to blend that sucker. So you want to keep the lid on the top popped so you can add a little bit of water when necessary. And this is my disclaimer: if you're ever going to stick a utensil in your blender, make sure you actually turn the power fully off. You'd be so surprised at how many adults need to be told that. But you'll make sure you want to push everything down and kind of get it blended up. You don't want to add too much water here. You want this to be really thick, like baby food. Yeah? Ugh. This stores beautifully in an airtight container in the fridge for about a week or two, or it will last in the freezer for a very long time. I always store it in glass. It's just how I roll, but you can store in plastic too. So congrats, you've now made your own homemade pumpkin puree. Get to baking, and we'll see you next time.